kickoff is return for touchdown. You could win groceries for a year if 2 kickoffs are return for touchdowns. You could win $1 million. Let's get you to Calgary. It's Dustin Nielsen and Glenn Suter.
A beautiful Saturday evening in Calgary. Sounds like a great way to wrap up what's been an incredible Week 10 in the CFL. It's the third and final meeting of the season between these two clubs. 2 convincing victories for Calgary so far. Huge game in the West playoff picture, and they both get back their starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, last week P.J. Walker started for the Calgary Stampeders. Vernon Adams will return. He is 2-0 this year versus Winnipeg and has a winning record versus the Bombers' career at 5-2. For Winnipeg, Zach Collaros took all the first-team reps in practice. The 2-time league MOP is looking to lead the Bombers to their first win versus Calgary in 25.
The 2 losses against Calgary this season, 21 points in each of them for O'Shea. Look to change that today. Dave Dickinson, his team has lost 2 in a row for the first time this season. They are 3-0 against the West. Dickinson's got 89 career wins, looking for 90 today. Winnipeg won the toss, said we want the ball. They are going to get it. These 2 teams separated by just 2 points in that playoff race in the West. 3 outstanding games already in the books this week across the Canadian Football League. How about 210 points in 3 games already this week? We'll see what the Bombers and Stampeders have for us. We're underway at McMahon. Near sideline on the return, just outside the 30-yard line for Vavel.
Well, 2 of the last 3 weeks, it's been head or neck injuries for Zach Collaros. So this week took all the first-team reps and is good to return. In order to lead the Bombers to their first win versus Calgary this year, he's going to have to flip the script on that touchdown-interception ratio. Too many picks from the Bombers against the Calgary defense.
22 degrees at kickoff. Just a beautiful late afternoon. Here's Collaros throwing on first down the field just outside the 50, and he finds a target early in this one. It's Clercius, who has his 21st catch of the season.
Clercius is going to run this deep dig route, but Zach Collaros is going to look him off, or look off the defense, I should say. He's looking hard to his left, and then he goes back to this dig. Really had 2 open receivers there. 14-yard game to Clercius, but he also had Nick Dembski.
Clercius back to the top of your screen from the 51. They'll get it out into the reliable hands of Dembski. Bounced off one man. Gets a decent pickup on first down. Here's a look at the Winnipeg offense.
Well, as Milt Stigl mentioned on the panel, Dylan Mitchell gets a start in the receiving corps. Stanley Bryant returns for the offensive line up front. They need to get that veteran back, and there's Mitchell, who the former Edmonton Elk, provides some veteran experience for Zach Collaros in that receiving corps.
12 touchdowns over 3 years in Edmonton for Dylan Mitchell. Just over 700 yards. 4 touchdowns last year. They'll get Dembski moving here, and they'll give it to him. Made one man miss, looking for that first down marker. He's close. Looks like he's going to be marked just shy.
Yeah, I think that's close enough, though, that it'll be Strevler time for Winnipeg. Here he comes on the fly sweep. Has a pretty nice average in this play. Runs a couple of them every now and then. Had a couple last week. He has almost a 10-yard average when he does run that play. Sometimes I feel like when Nick Dembski is running, he looks like a blender. Like just
okay, what's that mean?
Flippers going everywhere,
okay,
legs flying around, and
now I get the reference.
I just
We're going to measure this. And it will be just short. They are 17 for 17 on third down this season, and coincidentally, number 17 will be in the game to try to push it ahead. Calgary coming in. We talked about it through the first part of the season when they were so good, Suits.
Yep.
What's going to happen when they face adversity? They've started to face that now. They've lost 2 in a row. I know they already have the season series against Winnipeg, but it's big 2 points today and trying to snap that mini slide here.
Yeah, loss against Montreal. That was just a 2-point loss. And then last week versus Ottawa, now Vernon Adams out. Didn't have Philpott, didn't have Clark Barnes. Those guys returned.
Strebler just needs inches straight ahead.
Wow.
Didn't get much, but once again, he didn't need much. And that will be a first down for Winnipeg, I believe.
Micah Tights made this interesting. I think you're right.
It is a first down.
But they're going to give it to him. The officials are the only ones that can really determine whether it's going to be measured or not. You see 42 slice in there and put pretty good contact on Strebler. He's a big boy running that ball at 225 pounds, but Tights made that interesting.
Kyle Wilson in there as well, trying to deny Strebler, but all for naught. First and 10 from the Calgary 49. Stamps are going to bring some heat. They're going to toss it ahead, and that's down just outside the 40. Wheatfall gets involved.
Well, the blitz was coming from Calgary's defense, but the blitzer came underneath this reverse almost. Little misdirection here, and the blitzer, you see, just flies right by. Wheatfall coming around the edge.
Clarcius, Wheatfall, Dembski, all involved. Strebler back in on a 2nd and 3 as Winnipeg drives for the first time today. He's going to pitch it out. The toss to the running back. Brady Oliveira goes nowhere, just a single yard. And it'll be 3rd and a couple.
Boy, Damon Webb comes up from the safety spot here to limit this gain. It's a wide pitch to try and get Brady Oliveira out in space. Number 9 closes quickly. Some help from Jacob Roberts.
And it will be a field goal attempt for Sergio Castillo. He's 17 of 19 on the season. That's 89.5%. He's hit from 58. This one will just be a 49-yard attempt. He's 3 for 3 from beyond 50, but has missed 2 in between 40 and 50. This would get Winnipeg on the board. Just inside the left hash, that is up. And no doubt about the 49-yarder from Sergio Castillo. Winnipeg leads early. Points on the board for Collaros and the offense. Vernon.
I'm Trevor Harris. Gary Peters.
Winter McManus.
Curly Gittens Jr.
This is Stanley Brown.
You'd be silly to not draft me.
Make sure you draft me
Hey, make sure y'all go add me.
Make sure you draft me.
for your fantasy team if you want to win.
A welcome sight for Stampeders fans is Vernon Adams Jr., 5-2 on the year, back in at quarterback.
Yeah, almost 2,000 yards passing in his 5 starts. They're trying to snap this 2-game losing streak, as you mentioned. And get big play VA back in there is going to help.
And they will start it on the ground. Dedrick Mills, big collision coming. Dedrick Nichols there to make the tackle. Let's take a look at Calgary's offense.
Well, let's start up front because Deontay Demery has a great past record versus Willie Jefferson one-on-one. More on that as the game goes on. And he was a game-time decision, but Jalen Philpott is going to play, as is Clark Barnes. Both those guys were game-time decisions. They're good to go coming off the injury list.
Philpott, 361 yards so far this season, still looking for his first touchdown. Mills will slide over to the left of Adams. There's a flag. He finds Tevin Jones. Would be a first down. Helmet comes off as the tackle is made on the play. Dexter Lawson Jr. in the lineup here makes that tackle.
Yeah, he had to get up and fix the head thing he's got going there. Fix that right away. A little bit of a stiff arm, but this is going against
Offside.
Calgary.
Calgary number 87. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Eric Brooks a little too early.
He's in the slot right there. Yeah, usually the slot backs with that waggle motion towards the line of scrimmage get the benefit of the doubt if they're about halfway across, not a full yard and a half.
Backs him up. 2nd and 10 for Adams. Bombers just send 4. PA near sideline. Grimes has it, but the tackle is made immediately. Cramdy is there to make sure Grimes couldn't find any space on the near side. 64 games in a row with a catch for Rhymes.
Yeah, and they bring in an extra safety in Jake Kelly to play in the middle, and Cramdy rolls out to the outside there, and real good tackle, because if Dominic Rhymes makes this tackle, breaks it there, he gets at least a first down, probably about 15-20.
Yeah, if he spun off of that, there was a lot
of room in front of him.
there. Kicked away from the 35. Bavel on the run. And takes it back just outside the Winnipeg 35. Zach Collaros back, starting this game 4 for 4. Zach Collaros against Calgary so far this year. Clear struggles here, Suits.
Yeah, he's got to flip this script right here. The interception, touchdown interception ratio. Two of those picks went back for scores. So not just setting up scores for Calgary, but actually pick sixes.
Those are two good little arrows that you drew there. That's impressive. Collaros, they're going to get him out to his right. He's hit as he throws. Far sideline. We'll watch Zach. He bounces back up.
Well, that's the concern for Bomber fans, is every time number 8 gets hit. It's Micah Tights, who's going to be secondary contained coming up from the linebacking core as Zach Collaros gets outside. It's his job to go in and cut him off from being able to try and think about running the ball. I think the timing was pretty good. Target area pretty good. Good to see Zach Collaros jump right back up.
Tights, 30 tackles on the season. Second among Calgary defenders. Collaros will have 3 options. Out to his left, 2 to the right. Calgary sends 4. Zach backpedals near side. Cursius. Man, he was pops. Cursius. Moncrief.
Yeah,
great season continues. Ouch.
Derek Moncrief just says hello to Emperor Clercius on the sideline. I think Zach wanted to go to Brady Oliveira there, and it was a little late on the throw out to Clercius. He's waiting for it for a second, and Moncrief comes from the linebacking core all the way out and just tattoos him on the sideline.
Held on to the ball. Wasn't enough. 33. Low kick. It's going to bounce and roll inside the 15. A 54-yard kick. Moncrief, almost 30 tackles on the season himself.
Hang on to your popcorn. Hang on.
Maybe none as hard as that one.
Psst. Hey, sleepyhead. Over here. It's time to get moving.
I can't really go anywhere.
No, silly. I'm talking about saving for their education.
Oh. Wait, what?
With Embark, you can open an RESP from home in 8 minutes. Yeah, grab your phone. There are no minimums, no hidden fees. Shh. Wow, you are delirious.
No, I'm not.
You are, because you're taking advice from Slippers.
Daddy needs some sleep.
Good luck with that.
Well, let's flash it back to the inaugural Stampede Bowl. Excellent looking trophy, by the way, and a convincing victory for the hosts of the Stampede Bowl.
That was against, of course, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, one of the 2 wins, and a bet between presidents. Wade Miller handing over $25K to Perlator for tackle hunger. All in good fun, and you know that Michael O'Shea would like to be the opponent again next year, and there will be a next year.
Another crack at it.
For the Stampede Bowl. I'm not sure if they will be the opponent, but they'd like to another shot at him.
I almost brought my cowboy hat back for this game, despite the criticism that it did take.
I thought your hat was fine, don't worry.
Multiple flags here. Let's
Cedric, Calgary number 65. It's a 5-yard penalty. Main's first down. Timer, please hold the clock.
It's the right guard. Akanu. So it'll be a 1st and 15 here for Vernon Adams. He's completed his only pass attempt of the game so far, but they're backed up here. On the ground. Dedrick Mills, quiet last week, had just 7 carries for 11 yards, working today against his Winnipeg defense.
Well, there he is, Willie Jefferson, who is just the game wrecker for opposing offenses. Did it again against Toronto. More on that as the game goes on. Tony Jones leads the Winnipeg defense in defensive tackles with 41, and Retta Cramby has moved to safety. I've also seen Jake Kelly play a little bit there too, and you mentioned Dexter Lawson. He gets a start at the wide side corner.
Second and long for Calgary. Adams tosses it underneath, goes nowhere.
There he goes.
Philpott, who was the game time decision, ran into some heavy traffic and went down. And 2 straight 2-and-outs for Calgary's offense to start.
The traffic was number 5. Just wrecking things again for another offense. From the right of your screen, it's a shovel to Philpott underneath, and 5 is just taking his guy, drove him back into the pocket, and disrupts it one more time.
Cousins stands in his own end zone. This is a horrible kick. That bounced at the 40. Looked like it came off the side of his foot. Taken away. Brought back up the near sideline. Vavel. Instant field position for the visitors.
Well, how about Trey Vavel? They found another returner in Winnipeg, that's for sure. Winnipeg Blue Bomber, first guy ever in Winnipeg history to have both a kickoff return and a punt return in the same game for touchdowns. That against Toronto. Real quick at the point of attack, getting past that first wave. And he's got top end speed.
This possession starts inside the red zone. 61% so far this year inside the 20. Brady Oliveira up the middle, down inside the 10. Tights in on the tackle.
Take a look at that defense for Calgary. Orimolade has a sack in the last 2 games, and Jalen Hutchings, who leads the team in sacks, was a game-time decision. He is going to play in this one tonight. Jacob Roberts leads the team in tackles, and there he is, Damon Webb. A couple of pick sixes against Winnipeg this year. 4 in his career. 2 last year, 2 so far this year. He has a knack for not only taking the ball, but taking it to the house.
Everybody out to the wide side right for Collaros here. Brady Oliveira stands in next to him. That's where they're going to go. Oliveira, little hesitation. Takes it right down, knocking on the door, just inside the 2.
Brady Oliveira is looking for his first touchdown of the season. Now, you know, we haven't heard this officially. They've been very careful not to make it a public thing, but I think he's playing hurt. I think he's playing through something. It's his shoulder. We saw that in the very first game of the season for Winnipeg. He missed some time because of it, and I'm not sure it's right yet. So we haven't seen Brady like we normally see Brady, but he's looking for that first touchdown.
Streveler in the game. He has 1 rushing touchdown so far this year. Looking for a second, and he's in. Touchdown, Winnipeg. Streveler finishes the job. Bombers up by 9.
This is one of the reasons that Oliveira doesn't have his first rushing touchdown of the season, because when they get down to the 2, down to the 3, or down to the 1, number 17 comes in, and they're going to run quarterback sneak. Safest play, 1 exchange from center to quarterback off the left side. Touchdown Bombers.
Castile for a first quarter 10-point cushion right down the gut. I know there's category for points off turnovers, but what about points off of a horrible kick? Winnipeg takes advantage early.
back to McMahon. Partner, you mentioned the bad kick by Calgary out of their own end zone. Vavel with the big return. A kick like that also brings the ball to the middle of the field, and it's much tougher to cover. So Vavel takes it after this kick off the side of the foot, goes right to the middle of the field. Now it's a two-way go for Vavel. He takes it down the near sideline, gets inside the red zone, and then it's Brady Oliveira, a couple of plays, and Chris Strebler finishes it.
So the Calgary Stampeders, having lost their last 2 games, now find themselves in a bit of a hole early, as we have seen earlier today. Long way to go in a football game like this. What a game
week.
earlier.
What a week
today between Ottawa and Toronto.
And congratulations to Cody Fajardo, by the way. I mean, he must have just had a real good night after that last game-winning drive for Edmonton.
Yeah, that one's got to feel good. Here's Horton to the 30, and Evan Holm wraps up those feet and hangs on.
Vernon Adams needs to get some traction here now. The sense of urgency is turned up a little bit. As you mentioned, still lots of football to be played, and 2 scores is not a lot in Canadian football. As we saw earlier, the Argos had a 22-1 lead when I turned it on. End up losing to Ottawa before our game.
No first downs in this game yet for Calgary. Adams under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Vaughters, 3rd of the year.
Not a lot of exotic blitzes really from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. In fact, what they're showing here is 3. They end up going with 4-man pressure with Tony Jones, the middle linebacker, adding in, but it's just a collapsing of the pocket. Good push there from Jake Thomas, the veteran D tackle. Former Calgary Stampeder will get the sack.
Sacks in back-to-back weeks for Vaughters. 2nd and 15 for Adams. Steps up in the pocket, gets it away, but it is broken up neatly by Bonds on that Bombers defense. He was looking for Tevin Jones, does not work, and that is 3 straight 2-and-outs for Calgary to start the game.
Yeah, and 3 straight series, though, Dustin, where they've hurt themselves. I mean, it's sort of been self-destruction mode because they start out with a penalty on first down. That gets them into 1st and 15. I think every drive so far that has happened, or that sack on that drive.
Better kick here. Gets it down the field. A little bit of a stumble from Vavel, but he still pushes it out beyond the 30.
See the difference in that kick? That ball was inside the numbers, between the numbers and the sideline. So the accuracy on the kick really helps the cover squad.
Very limited options for Vavel.
He just doesn't have near as much room if you got the 2-way go if the ball comes down the middle. Punter's just, that's a huge mistake to hit it right down the middle. Even if you get a hold of it, it's tough to cover 65 yards wide.
You just don't need to do Vavel any favors. He's good enough to do it on his own anyway. Clara starts here in the 32. Brady Oliveira, nowhere to go. Driven back quickly by Jacob Roberts.
Boy, he's been good in year 2 out of Wake Forest. Played the last 3 games for the Stamps last year, but he has just been all over the football. Just a great nose for the ball, understands the blocking formations, must be doing a ton of film work to be able to react that quickly. Leads the team in tackles, as I mentioned, but he's just been around the ball. 43
tackles on the year for Roberts. 2nd and long for the Bombers. 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 3 rush. Polaris trying to get away on the run, and he's just going to take it himself. Avoid harm's way. And it'll be 3rd down.
Just a really, I think it was Hutchings right in the middle. He's going one-on-one. He's just game time decision, but boy, are Calgary Stampeder fans happy he's back. I mean, that was just tremendous feat for a guy who's 304 pounds. 3-man pressure, and they flush Zach Collaros out of the pocket.
Starting to become a guy here early in his career.
Legal contact on the receiver, Calgary number 44. It's a 10-yard penalty. It remains second down.
Who set or second down, because it's a 10-yard penalty for illegal contact. I believe this is the target that Zach was initially wanting. There's your contact well past 5 yards. And even though Collaros ran the other way, it doesn't matter. Still illegal contact.
I was saying on Hutchins.
Yep.
Early in his career, he's becoming a guy who's going to have to double. Like, he's too much power.
Agreed.
4 sacks already this year. And that'll be pushed ahead. Looking for that first down.
Yeah, illegal contact is not an automatic first down penalty like pass interference. So,
but Strevler on short yardage is an automatic first down.
Yes, he is. Actually, they haven't missed one.
No, they haven't.
They haven't missed one with big Chris Strevler in there. He's got a lot of playing time this year, actually. Started 2 games, won both as a starter.
Yeah, that's big.
Yep.
You know, get those opportunities. Not always pretty.
Nope.
But finding a way to win games with the help of the teammates. And
got some help from the special teams and defense against Toronto last week.
Needed the help.
Yep.
From the other facets of the game. They'll carry it. Chris Ike, his first touch of the game, gets 3 yards. And that'll do it for the opening quarter here in Calgary. The Stampeders shut out so far by Winnipeg. And the Bombers will take a 10-0 lead into quarter number 2.
Team will win the 112th Grey Cup. Oh, come on. Let me talk to my crystal ball real quick. You know the answer to that.
Who'd you pick?
Saskatchewan Rough Riders will win.
BC Lions are definitely winning the 112th Grey Cup.
Iowa Raybacks.
I'm going to go with the dark horse or the white horse.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers leading 10-0 after dropping 2 games to Calgary already this year. No first downs for Calgary in that first quarter. Self-inflicted, do you think, Suits?
Yeah, I do, because they had 3 series, and the first 2 they were offside on first down, so starting in 1st and 15, so 10 plus, and then in that 3rd series, Vernon Adams was sacked on first down. They were 2nd and long, so they've got a little bit of positive, production on first down, especially from the run game. Stay disciplined so you don't put yourself in a hole, and allow this guy to get in a bit of a rhythm here. In the meantime, Calgary's going to have to rely on their defense, try and keep Zach Collaros out of the end zone here.
Second quarter underway. Thanks for joining us to wrap the week on TSN. They'll clear everybody out here. Empty backfield for Collaros. Deep shot down the middle. Brady Oliveira sneaks in behind. Hauls it in a big strike from the Bombers.
Matchup that Zach wanted as he gets Oliveira out of the backfield. He's going seam route all the way, and it looks like he's being covered by Micah Tights down the field, who is, no, it's not Micah Tights, actually. It was Clarence Hicks, the defensive end. No wonder he liked the matchup.
I think Clarence Hicks was just as surprised as you were to find out it was Clarence Hicks, who moves well for a defensive lineman, but
well, yeah, and the idea there when you play that kind of defense, Montreal does it all the time. Well, they have their defensive end who will cover their back out of the backfield, but this time he comes right back in and gets a nice knockdown at the line of scrimmage. But you get him in coverage, they're hoping the back just hits the flat or maybe swings out there, not go right down the seam, right down the middle of the field.
Second knockdown of the year for Hicks. Polaris, deep drop, down the field, to the 5, to the end zone, touchdown Winnipeg! Jareth Stearns, 23 yards for his third major of the season, and it's all Bombers early.
Big time pressure, Micah Tights and Jacob Roberts coming on the blitz. One coming inside the A gap, the other on the other A, and this is a full blitz where all Zach needs is for this to be picked up. Nice blitz pickup from Brady Oliveira. He steps in one of those A gaps to help. That allows the time for Jareth Stearns to get there. Nice throw and catch by the Bombers.
Stearns, an excellent under the radar off-season acquisition, and he has fit in well. Zach Collaros speaks very highly of Jareth Stearns, the former rider. Castillo up and through, and Winnipeg 17-0. Collaros finishes off a 7-play, 78-yard drive.
At OK Tire, we can fix your pickup. We can fix things that pick up your pickup. And we can even fix things that pick up what can pick up your pickup.
Anthony Johnson, the two defensive backs in coverage here, have got to try and switch this off as this develops. Combination routes here. There's Stearns in the slot. He's going to look like he's going out, and watch, the two DBs don't cover either guy. Stearns open, but so was the top receiver, Clercius, up in the corner of the end zone. Got to communicate that switch between the halfback and the corner. If you don't, it's trouble.
8th passing touchdown of the year for Collaros. Also has 8 interceptions. With a higher, slightly shorter kick. Horton takes it just inside the 20. And he is wrapped up. Jalen Smith with the tackle. Eyes are on the prize once again as teams race to the finish line. Don't miss an all-new The Amazing Race Canada. Tuesdays on CTV, and then the next day, you can stream it on Crave. Stampeders not only looking for points, They're searching for a first down. Don't have one yet. BA on the move to his right. Misses the intended target. Brooks couldn't haul it in.
But at least they didn't lose yards on first down this time. I guess you're looking for any small little positive for Calgary offensively. That might be it.
Vernon Adams has actually been very good in his career against Winnipeg.
Absolutely.
6-3. Career high, almost 500 yards, was against the Bombers. He's going to look for some yards here. Deep shot down the field, finds a man. Tevin Jones stays on his feet. See you later. No flags. 78 yards, Tevin Jones. And just like that, Calgary's in business.
Big play, BA at it again. What a way to break out of a slow start offensively. Just lift the ball right down the middle to your wide receiver and Tevin Jones and let him go get it. Break a couple of tackles and then walk in. That gets you out of a bit of a slow start.
First touchdown of the season for Tevin Jones. And just like that, Calgary comes alive. Paredes, no problem. And once again, we have a 10-point ball game at McMahon.
Well, this is nothing really fancy about the route here. This is Tevin Jones straight down the field and then hard to the post. He's going to seam it here to get past the safety, and that's the importance of the type of throw. See, the safety that time was Jake Kelly. If Vernon Adams doesn't lift the ball there, get it up and over to drop it in the bucket, Kelly has a play. But he drops it over the top of the shoulder, lets Tevin Jones just run underneath that, and then he strolls in.
Entire offense in the celebration photo. Shot in the arm for a Calgary team that had been stuck in neutral thus far this afternoon.
I love you, Mama. That's for you, your grandma.
Jones, a big pickup for Calgary this year. He's well over 300 yards, has that touchdown.
That's a point.
Babel will take a knee.
Did he lose that or misjudge it, or not sure why he let that bounce.
Wasn't surprised to see him finally take one to the house last one. Looks like he lost it.
Yeah, he must have
lost
it in the glare or something.
Through the first part of the season, he looked like he was about to pop.
Oh, yeah.
He looked, the burst is there. You knew he was gonna break one eventually. And then he decided to do it twice.
Also get it to the 40 after, but it's giving up a point. May be valuable down the road.
Short pickup. First touch of the game. First touch as a Bomber for Dylan Mitchell.
Well, the chance to get Dylan Mitchell a touch. He's got a bunch formation over there. He's going to come across on the fly sweep. Little underhand throw there to, it's actually considered a forward pass. Get a touch, get into the game.
Polaris by himself there in the flag as the ball is snapped. This is against
procedure. Winnipeg number 53. 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
Patty Neufeld.
Yeah, a little bit of movement on the outside there from Clarence Hicks. And Hicks was bouncing around a little bit, which he was fine to do, and that just rattled. You see the inside movement from from Neufeld.
About a decade and a half under his belt.
Well, one of the few guys on the roster that were around the last time that Calgary swept Winnipeg, which was back in 2016. 3 games in one season. That was the last time they swept them.
Second and long for the Bombers here. Collaros steps up. Near side, Brady Oliveira stays in bounds. First down and more. Tights eventually got him along the sideline. Collaros finding a way to make a play.
Yeah, Zach Collaros knew from the beginning of this play to the end of it exactly where Brady Oliveira would be. He takes off to run. He feels the pressure from Hutchings, so he steps up to run, but he knows he's out there. So it's a matter of, do I get the first down but take a hit, or do I give it to my star tailback, let him do a little bit of that work?
Let him get hit.
Let him get hit.
Collaros, 8 of 10, 128 yards so far. Touchdown as well. Hands it off to Brady Oliveira, right up the middle, inside the 20. Taken down, big pickup for Oliveira after 25 through the air, 32 more on the ground.
Patty Neufeld with a big block right here. That's one of the blocks at the point of attack, and patience from Brady Oliveira. Just turns his guy outside. I believe that was Hutchings. And once he had him turned, that defensive tackle out of that gap, Brady Oliveira with a little patience to allow his guard to do that, and then hits it. From a procedure to the key block.
Second trip inside the red zone today. Collaros to his right. Brady Oliveira at the 10, spin move, and he's going to be taken down by Jacob Roberts.
Oh, it's early, but looks like it'll be Strevler time anyway. Well, maybe not. Long 2, maybe even 3.
That looks like it'll be Zach.
It's early in the game, but big play on second down here.
Brady Oliveira already over 100 combined yards of offense through the air and on the ground.
Brady time again.
Stands in beside his quarterback. Pushing ahead and eventually driven back.
I'm not sure he got anything.
Does not look like it.
Jalen Hutchings, who is becoming one of the defensive tackles we talk about all the time. He was in the hole to stop this guy that last play.
Brady Oliveira still no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Same time last season also no touchdowns.
Did they give him a, no, they didn't give him back, right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Third and a yard. Strevler back into the game. Has been money in these situations.
Gonna go over that left side and stay away from Hutchings.
To keep the drive alive. Strevler. Oh boy.
I don't know.
That's close. A little too close for the Bombers.
He didn't go off the left side. He went off the right side, and that's where Jalen Hutchings lined up. This is going to be real close.
This is a turnover on downs, isn't it?
Calgary is giving you the signal. It's a turnover.
Stampeders defense, just after their offense gave them a boost, the defense does the same. Strevler, for the first time this season, denied on 3rd and short. back to Calgary. Dominic Rhymes having himself an outstanding season so far, over 500 yards, 8th in the league in receiving yards. For more on his year, let's send it down to Chantel Chen.
Yeah, Dominic Rhymes has been a productive receiver in this league for quite some time now, but he's not mentioned as the other receivers are, and that's kind of how he's felt coming into this year. I had a chance to speak with Dom, and earlier in the year, he told me that he kind of wanted to prove all the doubters wrong and, you know, kind of show them that he's still a big-time receiver that can make big plays. And I asked him if he still felt like that. Rhymes said that he doesn't know why he doesn't get the praise, but for him, it's just all about the team, knowing that they can count on him to make big plays and catches. And his quarterback, Vernon Adams, also co-signed that and said he's been a productive receiver in the league a long time, and teams continue to disrespect him. But this season, I think he's going to show out. Guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say it. He's really good.
Yeah, well, and listen, he must not be watching our games back, because I praised the heck out of Dominic Rhymes. I mean, whether he was in Ottawa, it didn't matter. I mean, he's a guy that, well, first of all, 64 now consecutive games with a catch, so he's on that list. He's got 4 explosives already this season. Those are big plays down the field over 30 yards, so we know he can get behind cover. And I think he's got a touchdown streak going as well.
2nd and 7. Philpott. Not going to be, well, it's close.
This is going to be close, too. It's
very close.
This is the gray hair call for coaches here when you're this deep in your own end. Even though you believe your team can get a first down in short yardage, when you're in a yard or less. And Philpott says, no, not quite going to give that first down signal.
He's back to Rhymes. He does have a touchdown in 3 straight games.
Yeah.
Well, how would this be for payback for the Bombers defense? Quincy Vaughn in 3rd and inches, just inside his own 15. Got to find a way to pick this up. Pushing ahead. He just needed the 15. Think he's got it.
Yeah, they signaled first down without the measurement. See, that's well past that yard stripe.
That's a big boy. We talk about Strevler being powerful in those situations.
Yeah.
Vaughn is 2 inches and about 30 pounds heavier than Strevler.
Love it.
So a fresh set here for Adams. 4 receivers out to his left. Tevin Jones at the top of the screen. They're going to hand it off, but it's going to go nowhere. Tony Jones, tackle for a loss.
Tony Jones from that middle linebacker spot has really become a leader. He's a leader in tackles, but watch how he gets his team lined up right. Gets up there to Jake Tom. Hey, move, slide over a little bit. That's your gap. And now let me take this play so I can scrape it. I'll scrape to this and make the tackle.
Another 2nd and long for Calgary. Adams deflected at the line.
Yeah.
Who else? One guess. I'll tell you. Billy Jefferson doing it forever.
Yeah. It just, you know, it's a little surprising to me that offenses, and it's not Calgary in particular, it's just any offense playing against them, that they continue to tempt that. Let's just keep throwing it right around number 5. He will miss him eventually.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Usually they don't. Babel takes it at the 40. Turns it back up the middle. Gets midfield and a little bit more.
Game plan away from number 5.
Good field position looming for that man. Zach Collaros when we return to McMahon. Well, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say Willie Jefferson was an absolute nightmare last week for the Argos.
Well, the stat line is incredible. I mean, 4 knockdowns, all key plays, a forced fumble, a quarterback sack, adding to all of those totals. I mean, let's just start carving the bust now for the Hall of Fame for Willie Jefferson. I mean, he is just blowing records out of the water in the knockdown department, and yet teams will still not game plan away from him. It's a little shocking to me.
The only defensive lineman on that group of all-time leaders. Back to Brady Oliveira, who they are getting heavily involved.
Well, I know there's guys like Lapo who will say, look, you got to run your offense, and you got to expect your right guard and right tackle on the offensive line to make the key blocks and to make sure they try to bring his hands down. But he is just so good at it. He is such a phenom, and it's not just being tall with a big reach.
That helps.
It helps, but it's about timing, and he has figured that out. And it's just there's no one like him in that category.
A unicorn,
no question.
Collaros with some last-minute instructions. Looks to his left, now dumps it off to Brady Oliveira again. And he gets stopped maybe 2 yards shy of a first down.
Well, Brady has been a primary target receiving the ball in this one early on here.
6 catches, Suits, for 81 yards.
Especially that big one down the seam when when Zach Collaros got the matchup between he and Clarence Hicks. Something that clearly they saw when they're game planning, watching video of Calgary and how they play defense, and occasionally having a defensive end cover a back out of the backfield.
It'll be a 53-yard field goal attempt for Castillo. I mentioned early on the broadcast, hit from 58, was 60 and beyond last year. Slight wind here at McMahon. This is straight away from way out there, 53. Castillo puts it up, and that is good. Just enough, but he got it.
Extra 3 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers there on the long shot. Field goal. That's a couple now, and I would still say 2 big stops for the Calgary Stampeder defense, though. One down on the goal line, taking points off the board, and then after the knockdown by Willie Jefferson to get the ball back on their side of center and to hold Winnipeg for a field goal is a win.
Now you want to give them some rest.
Yeah,
right? Put together a drive here.
Couple first downs, let that defense get a breather on the sideline.
Stamps still just have 2 first downs. In this game, they trail by an even dozen. VA down the field again. Interference. A no-doubter, I believe. Trying to find Rhymes. But Kelly making contacts.
Pass interference, Winnipeg number 16. Spotted foul, automatic first down.
Jake Kelly out of Bishops. He's getting a lot of playing time here tonight. Reddick Cramdy's moving around as well, and just a little panic as the ball's about to arrive. He's in good position, really doesn't have to push on Rhymes like that and lean into him the way he does.
Inside 3 minutes at McMahon. Calgary looking for more.
You know we have a great halftime coming up, but more importantly, we would like to show something one more time. For the first time ever, Davis Sanchez finally made a board. Here it is.
Wow.
Wow. Milt's only got 621, but you finally got one.
Because I can't catch.
Congratulations. Probably should have been a couple of interceptions.
Well, that's what they say. If you can't catch, you play defense.
Oh, jeez. Calgary working from the Winnipeg 30 after that pass interference. VA rolling to his right, coming back to the ball. Far sideline. Clark Barnes slides underneath it. Got a first down.
That's a good catch. That's a really good catch. That's the degree of difficulty for this is through the roof. It really is. On the roll, low and outside. Barnes has to go down, and it's behind him slightly. Reels it in and then gets his arms underneath it so the ball doesn't touch the turf. That's a good catch.
He returns to the lineup after being out for more than a month. Straight up the middle, down inside the 10, another first down. That's the biggest run of the game so far for Dedrick Mills.
Pretty good blocking off that left side. Double team on Jake Thomas. Double team on the inside on Devin Adams.
First and goal from that Bomber 9. Adams back to Mills. Tied up, Tony Jones and Adams in on the tackle.
Tony Jones is I've mentioned his tackles, but he's added 3 sacks to his stats totals this year. Bring in.
They're all-time big shoes to fill in the middle of that Winnipeg defense.
And those shoes are on the Calgary sideline right now, just itching to get back in.
Big Hill expected to make his Stamps debut soon. Winnipeg brings some heat. Adams, pump fake, end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Jones. Give him 2. Stampeders strike again.
Tevin Jones, partner, runs a route here. I mean, he is wide open. And the protection is there in front of Vernon Adams because that's blitz, so it's one-on-ones in the back end, and Tevin Jones runs a heck of a route. Look how wide open he is. Now he just has to concentrate. That's 2 big catches on the drive, one by Clark Barnes and that one.
A great job going down for that one.
Vernon Adams he had him so wide open he was aiming it. Don't aim it, just let it go.
There is an injured Bomber.
Yeah, that's the guy that Tevin Jones ran the route
on the far side of the field. It's Bonds.
Yeah.
Starting cornerback.
Watch this route. Tevin Jones right here. Now, just to the left of your screen, you're going to see Bonds step up. He jumps this out so hard, and now look at him. He's like, oh, goodbye. That's selling it. That's selling the out. Hope he's okay. It looked like he might have twisted his knee on that route, but what a great out and up route by Tevin Jones.
Yeah, bring it back to me so we don't get some points real quick.
No touchdowns for Jones coming into this one. He's got 2 in the first half. Paredes to make it a 5-point game. No mistake. It was a 5. Pass interference penalty drawn by Rhymes. That really pushed him down the field.
Nice protection up front. Dedrick Mills picks up a blitzer. That's It's one of the ones where I think the quarterback goes to the receiver down on the bench and says, okay, you bailed me out because I almost missed you there.
Well, yeah, because after the pump fake, he was so wide open, he sort of just casually laid it out there for him.
Exactly.
Adams now with 11 passing touchdowns on the season. Came in with 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He's also over 2,000 yards on the season. And you can settle in for the rest of your Saturday because the Bombers and Stamps are exchanging blows in the first half of this one.
And still time for Zach Collaros before the half.
Paredes hammers it away. That is over the head of Pavel again.
They're just saying, I guess they're saying inside the 10. Keep that in the back of your mind for deep into the fourth quarter.
Continue to add up too. Yeah, right now moving from 5 to 4. Not a huge difference, but let's see what we're talking about with 3 minutes left in the football game.
Yeah, or one more is a huge difference. Makes it a 3-point game.
Collaros, 11 to 13, 144 yards and a touchdown. Huge first half for Brady Oliveira. 44 yards on the ground, 85 in the air. If you started him in fantasy, you're laughing. But he does not have a touchdown yet this season. He's got the ball though, pushing it ahead, almost picked it all up right there. Be second and short, almost 9.
Brady missed 2 games. He missed the BC game, the second one they played out of the gate. Had the bye in week 1 and then played back-to-back games against the Lions. Missed both of those. They won both. Kind of went away from their game because of it, though. I mean, the Bomber game offensively has been Brady, play action, and then hit the receivers and finish games off in the fourth quarter, taking leads into the half.
90 seconds to work for Zach on this play. Tucks it back in the belly of his running back, and that'll be a first down, courtesy Brady Oliveira. Oliveira's been busy. Dembski not so much. He does have the 1 catch to extend his streak to 79, but just 1 catch, 6 yards so far for another one of their big weapons.
He had 5 of them against Toronto in that win. Snapping their losing streak. 2 of those losses against Calgary. But Brady looks healthier. He's running a little more like we're used to seeing.
Takes a little bit of damage as he goes out of bounds after picking up 4 yards.
Yeah, his problem when he decides to give up on the play, like he wanted a screen out here, but it was jumped by Calgary, so he has to now bail and just try to make something else. He doesn't have any receivers really on that side. There was only one. He was covered down. It was close. But once he scrambled to that side of the field, he didn't have a target.
On a big second down here, we already saw Castillo hit from 53. You're beyond that right now. Let's see what they can pick up at midfield on second down. Oliveira clears out to the left. Collaros throws far side. That is caught. Dembski made a move and takes it down inside the 35.
Very aware of the time clock, very aware of... There's Dembski coming out of that bunch, and he'll just sit over on the sideline and watch him come back to the ball and then get some separation on the defender to get up the field, aware of the clock and the situation, gets out of bounds.
Dembski leads this team in targets, receptions, yards, touchdowns, second down catches, depth yards, yards after the catch, and percentage of passes caught. Just having a huge season once again. Oliveira, spin move, blown up by Jacob Roberts.
There's the instincts. The run-stopping instincts by 48. Just watch how he sniffs this out. Steps up to be aggressive in the hole, runs past the block from Chris Ike, the fullback, who was supposed to step up and take him. With Zach in second and long.
Calgary's defense allowing just under 21 points per game this season. Robert's a big part of that. Winnipeg's already hung 20 on him. Claros down inside the 30 will not be enough for a first down. He goes back to Brady Oliveira, his 7th catch of the ball game, and it'll be a field goal attempt for Castillo.
See Oliveira coming out of the backfield again. More so this game than we've seen. Takes a little bit of a jam. That was inside of 5, so no illegal contact. And Roberts with another tackle.
Castillo, perfect on the night. This just 37 straight away. And that one sneaks it through. Not much room for error, but he got the job done. He's 3 for 3.
Remains a 1-possession game, but the Bombers make it. Well, he did just sneak that in.
He's now over 90% on the season, Sergio Castillo, and they'll trust him to kick it from anywhere. Just 6 seconds left in the first half. They'll give it to Mills, right up the middle. Almost out the first down, just short. It was 17-0.
Yep.
Calgary's made a game out of this. And the high-scoring first half kind of fits the theme for Week 10 in the CFL.
Been great games all week long, and we just were hoping we wouldn't mess it up. But you know, that big PI call against Dominic Rhymes, the long ball to Tevin Jones.
Here's Adams. Running around. Where are you going to go? Spin move. Looks down the field. Heaves one down towards the end zone. Broken up. Rhymes tried to get it. Couldn't haul it in. Would have been stopped short anyway.
No, but if he could have tipped it, who knows what happens. That's the idea on these sort of Hail Mary type plays. First of all, quarterback's got to buy himself the time to let the receivers get down there and gather in a bunch. Then he throws it up, and the idea here is for Rhymes to tip it. And maybe one of his teammates, like Clark Barnes, who is right outside of him, can get the tip. But a nice play by Jake Kelly, the safety. He was the guy who got that PI call. So how about this move, though, when he went, and I was on Willie Jefferson.
Willie Jefferson in your face like that. Spinning, get out of there. So it'll be Winnipeg with a 7-point lead at the half. Calgary is 0-3 this season when trailing at the half. Monster first half for Brady Oliveira, 146 yards of total offense.
And more receiving yards, more catches than I think we've seen all year.
He's on pace for 100 on the yard, 100 on the ground, 100 in the air. He's standing by with Chantel Chan.
100 yards combined in the air and on the ground. Talk to me a little bit about your game so far today.
Yeah, you know, just trying to do whatever I can do to help my football team make plays and win the game. So, you know, whenever my number's called, whoever's numbers is called, really, you got to go out there and execute and make the most of your opportunities.
It's still a tight game for the most part. I thought the Bombers defense did a good job, but it's a 7-point game. What's going to be the difference in the second half?
Yeah, battling, playing an entire 4 quarters, playing till the last whistle's blown. So, yeah, we got our work cut out for us in the second half. This is a great Stamps team, great Stamps defense. We got to come out here and ready to ball.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Let's get you back to Kate Burness and the rest of the CFL.
All right, Chantel, you know the rest of the CFL panel. It's Paul LaPolice, it is Davis Sanchez, it is Milt Stegall. Coming into this game, by the way, the first 3 games averaged 70 points. This one is on pace for 78. I don't think we spoke enough about this. This might be the best week of CFL football so far this season. This is old school CFL. Of course, it starts with the quarterbacks. Now, coming in today, we saw the return of Zach Collaros. We saw the return of Vernon Adams Jr. We'll get to VA in just a moment. But for Zach Collaros, that was a really nice first half. He had 169 yards. He had the 1 TD, and he looks really comfortable out there.
I think this is the best we've seen him look all year long. And getting your starting quarterback, it just brings so much optimism to your team. I think they're always optimistic going in, always have energy. But when you get a player like Zach Collaros back, it just changes everything. I think the one who's benefiting the most from this is Brady Oliveira, based on what he's done in his first half. So this team, Davis and I, we talk about it, has the window closed for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I don't think it's closed. Of course, it's not as wide open as it used to be, but as long as you have a Zach Collaros on your team, as long as he's able to go out there and make some plays, they have an opportunity. So this first half was good for these Blue Bombers. Everyone's bouncing around, they're making plays, and if they can continue this, they have a great opportunity to win this second half and win this game.
I want to talk about how they're getting these plays, Milt. Winnipeg, let me go. Winnipeg's done a really good job of being what's called empty protection, empty, all the receivers out. Why Calgary's defense is so good against the explosive plays? Look, there is 8 people deep here. Clarence Hicks is man-to-man on the back out of the backfield. It's a lot harder to do when he's running a seam. They split the defense. I like that they're using Brady as a receiver. That's empty protections. When these guys have 8 deep, you have to flood the zones with extra receivers. You see Brady Oliveira all the way at the bottom of the formation. As Zach climbs the pocket, as everybody's carrying, he finds Brady underneath for the big, explosive football play. Empty protection, spread people out. That's what you got to do, and he's averaging 7 yards a rush. Pretty good stuff, Kate.
Not too shabby whatsoever. We talked about those big plays, and look, VA definitely has to the Calgary Stampeders, and so far they're holding VA to 109 yards in the air, and overall they've been pretty solid.
They have been solid, and the beginning of this season, it's not the Winnipeg defense that we're used to. You look, a lot of the most important categories, I mean, yards per play, the Bombers are 8th, their defense, in allowing yards per play. First down, run defense, the Bombers are 7th versus the run on first down. That's not Winnipeg football. And so what we saw earlier, I thought that was great coverage from Bonds. You saw him, he's moving his feet, staying in front of people. Hopefully he's okay. Tony Jones filling on the run. I talked about their first down run defense. They've been solid versus Dietrich Mills in the first half. 6 carries, only 21 yards, and then getting pressure. You saw James Barders have a sack, and he's beating people clean. So I thought that this Bombers defense, the way they've been playing this year, has not been the Bombers defense of old or what's expected. I thought they're really good tonight, and I do want to mention to Dusty, talking about there should be interception in that 5 knockdowns. There was an interception. Dusty, go back. I actually also picked one up, ran it back 85 yards.
But they also scored 3 touchdowns on you. What about the 3 touchdowns that were scored on you, Jay?
I'm talking to Dusty. It's not about you. Yeah.
Dusty's not watching right now.
He's having a hot dog.
Yeah, you know what? He's done enough for you. He put you on a board. That's all I know. All right, don't go anywhere. We got highlights from Week 10 coming up next.
You put me on the board, Jay.
Oh, I did.
Calgary Stampeders trailing 23-16. Tevin Jones, 2 catches. They're both touchdowns. He stands by with Chantel Chen.
Tevin, the Calgary offense got off to a bit of a slow start, and you guys needed a bit of a spark. VA came to you. How good does it feel to know that he could come to you in a big moment like that?
It feels good, knowing that VA trusted me. But I know that I got to trust my teammates in order to get things going. We did have a slow start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, it's only a 7-point game. What was the message from Coach in the locker room?
Just keep doing what we're doing, keep our foot on the pedal, and don't be nobody else but yourself. Go out there and just play football.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, an entertaining second half. Locked and loaded here. Good halftime just for Kate and Cheds. We were listening. We were not eating hot dogs. Food only gets delivered to the panel.
Yes.
Not to the booth. Slow start they had in the first half, that could go a long way.
Yeah, I think Tevin Jones subbed it up nicely with first of all, a huge first half for him. A couple of touchdowns, great route running on that one, and then a deep ball as well. But It's not how you start. You know the saying.
That's how you finish.
There it is.
Horton takes it to the 10. We're underway. Second half. A big one here. Takes it up to the 40. Cuts it back. All the way out beyond the 50. 41-yard return. That's his longest kick return of the season.
Well, he just did this on his own, it looks like, because the protection and the blocking looks like it's going to be a short field blocking our return. And he takes it on his own to the wide field, and only because Evan Holm, who is a safety on the kickoff cover team, turns him back inside. That's the only reason he doesn't score.
Yeah, Gauthier able to catch up to him and make the tackle, as Holm didn't let him get to that wide side of the field. Great field position to start, though, for Adams from the Calgary 51. Straight away, down the field, finds Barnes. Big one inside the 25. Holm was there to deny the touchdown, but Adams strikes early.
Clark Barnes down at the bottom. We're going to have to look and see how the Bombers have juggled their secondary. Remember, late in that first half, Terrell Bonds went down. We'll see how they're lining up, but Vernon Adams wastes no time trying to test them deep. That's Evan Holm, who looked like he had deep outside third zone coverage.
First and 10 from the Bomber 20. Barnes again. Inside the 10, that'll be a first down, Calgary.
So one of the changes for the Bombers in the secondary is Trey Vavel will play corner. He was down there on that wide side. I'm not sure if there was a communication issue.
Do you attack him right here?
Well, you know, you run your offense, but you're running away from, first of all, Jefferson.
Yeah.
I mean, roll away from him. Don't let him mess it up. And see Michael Griffin getting a chance in there as well. It's probably that cover linebacker spot.
First and goal from the 9. Mills on the carry, up the gut, short pickup on first down.
Okay, so now you have a passing down. And to your question, you know, this is when you would be tempted, I think, as a quarterback to take a peek and say, hey, we've got a new corner out there. They're trying to do some juggling. The veterans aren't. Do I put Dominic Rhymes or Clark Barnes in a one-on-one? You usually get blitz from a defense down in this part of the field. And a blitz means it's going to be a man-to-man coverage behind it.
It'll be Barnes, Vavel, top of the screen. VA looking for that end zone, looks in that direction, throws over there, broken up. Vavel does his job, but there's a flag right in the end zone.
Right in that side. I'm wondering, it looked like Vavel had his back to us, and I couldn't see if he...
Pass interference, Winnipeg number 23.
Yeah, there was a grab.
Ball spattered at the 1-yard line, on automatic first down.
Well, they attacked him, though, didn't they?
Well, and this, yeah, they absolutely did. That was the matchup, and you can see he went into press coverage right at the line of scrimmage. And Barnes with a try to do a little double move there. There's a grab well past 5 yards and a little tug on the jersey.
But how about this? I think Willie Jefferson deflected it. Osha's going to challenge because the ball was deflected right there.
It was touched.
That it wouldn't be a pass interference. That's what's happening, I think, right now.
Jefferson's going to go to his coach.
O'Shea didn't waste much time.
I just wonder if a touch at the line of scrimmage would take PI off the board, but would it leave illegal contact?
There's no flag for pass interference as the ball was tipped.
There you go.
It's third down.
So Willie Jefferson.
And no chance to go back to illegal contact.
Jefferson does it again, got just enough of it.
So back to your question, I'm going away from Willie Jefferson.
Well, you know what? We almost nailed it. They attacked Vavel, but they threw it in Willie's direction. And
he messed it up again.
In the end, it'll be a field goal attempt.
And when I say messed it, I know Bomber fans say, no, he made the play.
Chip shot, Paredes. Easy peasy.
And that's what Willie Jefferson does. And that's what he's done his whole career. And it's just been Fun to watch him, to be honest with you. The guy just makes plays. Saved a touchdown there.
Jefferson disrupting again.
I'm Trevor Harris. Gary Peters.
Went to McManus.
Curly Gittens Jr.
This is Stanley Brown.
You'd be silly to not draft me.
Make sure you draft me
Hey, make sure y'all go add me.
Make sure you draft me.
for your fantasy team if you want to win.
Welcome back to McMahon Stadium, where Zach Collaros will get the ball in the second half with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I would agree with the panel when they broke down Zach's first half. I thought he played a tremendous first half and utilizing his tailback out of the backfield, Brady Oliveira. I mean, that's been the biggest difference, really, of this offense, is to get Brady Oliveira in the passing game.
7 catches for Brady Oliveira. 7 catches for the rest of the receiver group combined. On the ground to Brady this time, not much. Line of scrimmage no further.
Well, you heard Brady Oliveira at halftime with Chantal say, this is a good defense. You know, I think every team that's now playing, and this is the third matchup between these two teams, but every team playing Calgary's defense now, they're all saying, that's a good defense over there. You know, and I know there's some new faces, new names, and
that tackle by Roberts was his 8th of the game already.
Yeah.
He's been everywhere.
And Hutchings, newcomer in the D line.
2nd and 10. 3-man rush. Dumping it off over the middle. Dylan Mitchell, first down, Winnipeg.
But it makes for a, an interesting chess match going on here, where the offense has got to now figure out, okay, if this defense is playing well, what is it that they do well? And you see the zone drops with just 3-man pressure, so 9 dropping back, and Collaros makes the right decision to go underneath because he knows his guy can get the first down. So Bob Slowick, who Enoch knows very well, back in their Montreal days.
Damski will slide over in the slot to the left of Collaros. Near side, Mitchell's got it. And the tackle is made by Sheldon Arnold. It'll be 9 more for Dylan Mitchell.
Just 2 great quarterbacks. Different styles, but great quarterbacks tonight. I know we're all excited to have them back with Zach now dissecting this really good Calgary defense, taking what they're giving them, the big plays coming from Vernon Adams on the other side. I mean, we could just, again, another guy you might as well carve the bust right now is the guy that's got the ball, and that's Zach Collaros.
Direct snap here to Brady, and he'll pick up the first down on a 2nd and 1.
2-time MOP, 4-time divisional All-Star, 5 Cup appearances, 2 Cup wins. We just make the bus now and get ready. It's first ballot guy to the Hall of Fame. That's a direct snap to Brady.
Don't see them mix that in very often.
No, nice little
2nd
wrinkle.
and 1, usually it would be Strevler.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle.
Fresh feather downs from the Calgary 47. Bombers marching again here. This time into the hands of Dembski. There's a flag, you see, as he tries to find the edge.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a clip. Carrick Wheatfall on Damon Webb, I believe.
Holding, Winnipeg number 88. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, same difference. Illegal block by Wheatfall, trying to get this little underneath fly sweep out here to, there's the hold. Webb was cut through there to make the play in the backfield.
Good news for Collaros is that we haven't really mentioned Webb so far in this game.
Yeah, good point.
Webb has been a pain in the butt for Zach so far this year. Now they'll dump it off to Oliveira. And there making the tackle was Webb.
Well, he covered a ton of territory to make this play. I mean, so sometimes tonight Damon Webb's been up in the box. He's been up close and they've rotated and played different DBs in coverage. But this time he's back in the middle where he normally plays as at free safety. Watch him just read this, see that it's the screenplay, and he hustles and beats teammates to make the tackle from deep middle.
Shot out of a cannon.
That's 1-2 factor, top level.
Second in a bunch for Collaros. Calgary just a three-man rush. Collaros climbs the pocket, in trouble, taken down. Hutchins.
Just try if you can in this replay to watch Hutchins' feet. Just watch how quick for a man his size he is in redirecting. He's coming up, he's facing the double team, as you mentioned. They're gonna have to double team this guy. See how quickly he can redirect. 304 pounds. He's got feet like a DB.
Team leading 5th sack of the campaign for Hutchins out of Texas Tech. Jamison Sheen, as we near the midway point of the third quarter. Low driving kick. Horton takes it after a 50-yard boot just inside the 10. Looking to reverse it, not going to go anywhere. Cadwallader on the special teams tackle. Jalen Hutchins, big season continues for the Stamps. Didn't start well, but in the end, Vernon Adams, 109 yards, and 2 touchdown passes in first half.
Well, in the first quarter, they really couldn't get going offensively because of their first down mistakes. A couple of procedure calls in their first 2 series. Only had 3 series in the first quarter, and then the third one, they gave up a sack on first down, so really didn't have a first down then. And VA just went, you know, enough of this. I'm going to start going, do what I do best, which is throw it down the field. Got Tevin Jones on that deep one, and that got things going.
They don't call him moderately sized play VA. They call him big play VA. Aldo handed it off, a little bit of a hole, trying to break away, but they hang on to Dedrick Mills, 13 yards though, and that's a drive starter.
Yeah, he starts this run with a real nice cut, and then after that, it's just effort. You know, this is.
Mills, 46 yards on 9 carries. VA goes right back to him, and to kind of jump out of the way to tuck it into his midsection, close to 4 yards. Still much better than the 2nd and longs they were facing.
No question, no question. And the Bombers, you know, this is run lanes that I'm sure they looked at on the tablet at halftime and said, you know, we might have some inside run lanes because the Bombers are trying to contain Vernon Adams on the edges.
Stamps will work from the 33. Adams looks to his left, pump fake, down the field. Philpott got it. Did he escape? No. Held on to by Kelly, or Philpott was gone. And big play. VA hits another.
Yeah, Vernon Adams has to pay the price here a little bit. He's going to hang in there. Protection starts to break down, but he's got to wait. He's got to wait for his receiver to cross the field on the double move, and then he gets thrown to the ground. A 49-yarder to Philpott. Nice to see 85 back in the lineup for Calgary.
Adams goes over 200. Works now from the Winnipeg 29. They'll dump it off. Trying to set up a screen for Mills. Redwell, Cramby the tackle. Looks like it'll end up being about a loss of a yard.
Just some juggling in that secondary with Cramby coming up, playing linebacker. We've seen him in that spot before, the Sam linebacker, the cover linebacker, basically a DB, an extra DB for these 5 receiver packs offensively.
So after the loss, 2nd and 11. Winnipeg sends 5, one of them open. Adams gets it away. And that quick hitter's not going to be enough. He went back to Philpott. Jones, Vavel there to defend. And it'll be a field goal attempt for Paredes.
Jones is going to drop out. He shows blitz up in the line of scrimmage and then drops out first guy to the tackle, and Vernon Adams goes, I got the wrong guy.
Paredes, 1 for 1. This will be from 31, previously from 13. To make it a 1-point game here in Calgary. That's exactly what he will do. Paredes, just over 70% on the season, but he's been steady so far here tonight.
You. Yes, it's time.
I'm sort of busy right now.
But the sooner you start saving for their education, the better. That's why with Embark, you can open an RESP in only 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yes, and make a deposit right now. Before they make another deposit. Get it? Oh, I do appreciate how tired you are.
You do?
Yes, because You're talking to a lamp. Right. Want to hear another joke?
Well, it's Heritage Night here in Calgary. This is cool. Punjabi broadcast right next to a Cantonese and Mandarin broadcast as well. In the same booth. I don't know how I'd handle that, but very cool to see. A couple of broadcasts in a couple of different languages. And they're in Huffnagel suite suits.
Yeah, nice.
Huff got bumped. Here's Collaros. That one in and out of the hands.
Let's hear a sound-up call for the big play to Tevin Jones.
Calgary offense they didn't respond कर दिया उन्हें ले लिया ball. The long shot. They pass it. They got it. They got it. They got it. They touchdown.
Love it.
Yeah, nice. Nice job.
Fired up. A 2nd and 10 for Collaros late in the 3rd quarter. Calgary's going to bring some heat. Zach trying to get away. He will not. Hammered down. Jacob Roberts.
Roberts going to get there. The first, I think it's Clarence Hicks that's going to show up off the edge here. That's the first issue for Zach Collaros in the pocket. Roberts is going right up the middle. Number 12 comes off the edge. I think he looked out that side and saw Hicks turn back in right into the arms of Jacob Roberts.
10 tackles and a sack for Roberts in this game. The sack, his first of the season.
Hey, 52 hot, 53 hot. 52 hot, 53 hot.
Jamison Sheen on a 3rd and 17. Drops this one down just inside the 40. 42-yard kick that rolls out of bounds. And we're watching a star emerge in Calgary as Jacob Roberts doing everything for the defense. Jr., we know he's got a great arm, but we know he can do some special things on the ground as well. How do you manage it? For that, let's send it down to Chantel Chen.
Yeah, head coach Dave Dickinson says he doesn't want to force anything, but he loves a mobile quarterback. And he said that, listen, the fact that VA can use his legs makes him a lot more dynamic. But at the same time, he does feel like with the mobile quarterback, injuries do come in hand, but he doesn't feel like VA has been reckless. Coach Dave Dickinson said that, you know, he doesn't have to run 12 to 14 times, but if you give him 4 to 6 plays when he becomes that extra weapon and then he takes off, the defense will leave their zones and come get him. And that's when he'll get those big plays. Dustin, Suits?
Yeah, you know, he had no yards rushing for VA yet in this game. So something to monitor in the second half. Mills pushing ahead. Tony Jones stops him for 4.
But yeah, I mean, this is a big part of his game and why he's such a dynamic player. And you think of, you know, the upside that is VA. You know, we all still talk about Vernon Adams as this guy that is a bit streaky, and we hear a lot. The narrative is that he throws too many picks, and I, you know, started to dig into the numbers, and this is start number 68 for Vernon Adams, start 137 for Zach Collaros, who's going to the Hall of Fame. We know that. You take a look at when Zach was at start 67 and compare the numbers, it's quite interesting.
Adams, free man, trying to escape, and he does. VA still going, finally tripped up. Back to the line of scrimmage, no further. Could have been a big-time loss, but the legs working right now.
So let's take a look. If you go back to early in Zach's career, and again, he had some injury issues, but you take a look at the comparison at the same time as where Vernon Adams is right now, those are the numbers. And, you know, Vernon Adams gets criticized quite often about his interceptions. Well, it's not much different after 67 starts. Zach Collaros, by the way, has been 50-18 since then with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. His first start, number 67, was his first start in 2019 for the Bombers.
You know the rest of the story there.
Let's go!
49-yard kick. Vavel, nowhere to go.
So one guy going to the Hall of Fame, you know, it found the right fit. Everything came together when he joined Michael O'Shea in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, when has gone 50-18 since that 67 start, and a dynamic superstar football player in Vernon Adams. And I think we can drop the, you know, the caveats about streaky and interceptions and things. He's just a tremendous quarterback.
Here's Collaros. Moncrief was on weak fall. Rimolade with the pressure on Zach, and he's forced to throw it incomplete. It's at 80% though, so far in this game. 16 of 20 for 193 and a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think he threw that away deliberately. Derek Moncrief was just a little too close. Remember back when they played here earlier in the season, Moncrief took one like that back to the house.
Moncrief's having an outstanding campaign in Calgary. 5 knockdowns, 5 tackles for a loss, pick 6, 30 tackles. Collaros tosses it underneath to Oliveira. Hutchings is there to make sure he's got nowhere to go.
He's becoming sort of the next Micah Johnson, the next great defensive tackle, because we just keep naming them. Whether it's pass plays, little underneath extended run plays. And by the way, Jalen Hutchings in high school at 240 pounds was a tailback and played D-line, had 700 yards rushing in a season and 4 quarterback sacks.
Weren't you talking about his feet?
I mean,
right? That's a tailback.
Can you imagine a 240-pound tailback in high school?
Now he's 6 feet, 304, and he's stopping tailbacks from doing anything. But flag on this return.
But you're right. That's where the feet come from. That's where, you know, if he grew up playing offense and tailback, and He's not the only one either. Miles Brown inside, his partner inside there, he played high school running back and D-line. Usually here running back DB.
Yeah.
Or receiver
no yards,
DB.
Winnipeg number 39.
Or O-line and D-line.
15-yard penalty. It's first down Calgary.
A lot of guys play both ways in high school, but not D-line running back.
Fourth quarter, just around the corner. We've got a one-point game in the third and final meeting of the season between the Bombers and Stamps. Winnipeg on top, 23-22.
Team will win the 112th Grey Cup. Oh, come on. Let me talk to my crystal ball real quick. You know the answer to that. Who'd you pick? Saskatchewan Rough Riders will win. BC Lions will definitely win the 112th Grey Cup. Iowa Redbacks. I'm going to go with the dark horse or the white horse.
(23-22), a nail-biter to wrap up Week 10 in the CFL. What's this game come down to right now, Sid?
Yeah, it's a tough one because Calgary, the numbers have sort of caught up to Winnipeg. You know, and I think for the Bombers to finish this one out in the fourth quarter, they're going to have to prevent the explosive play. You know, that's been what Vernon Adams has leaned on in this one, the big play to Tevin Jones, the PI call way down the field that led to a score. So, you know, I think if the Bombers can eliminate those explosions, those big plays down the field, we could get a road win. Calgary, on the other hand, maybe a scoop and score or a pick, something like that turns things here.
Mention it at the half. Calgary, when trailing at the half, 0-3 this season. 0-2 when trailing after 3 quarters. Looking to change that here at home. Snap a 2-game slide. Adams. Barnes. First down and a little bit more. Lawson, the tackle.
Yeah, I can't say enough how important it has been to get Clark Barnes back in the lineup. Hurt his ankle. Opening play against Winnipeg a couple of games ago and hasn't been back in the lineup until tonight. He's been a big part of this offense.
He's got 75 yards. Mills finds some space, rumbles down inside the 35 to the 30. 18, his biggest run of the ball game.
Couple of back-to-back plays, stacking them up for the Calgary offense. This is usually when number 5 steps in and does something big for the Bombers on defense. There's some good blocking at the point of attack there.
Mills is now up to 72 yards. Still does not have that 100-yard game this season. Peaked out at 96, but he's an automatic 70 to 90 pretty much the entire year. And we're being told this is Philpott, who's down on the field getting stretched out right now.
Game day decision, and Philpott right down through warm-up had a muscle pull, so Looks like they may be trying to stretch out a cramp or stretch out that hamstring and the calf area.
He's been targeted 4 times in his return. Caught all 4 of them for 61 yards.
I was going to say, had the one big play on that crossing deep post route.
Yeah, that went for 48. But that last week, PJ Walker getting that start, but no Clark Barnes, no Phil Potts. They were very depleted.
No Damian Alford.
Yeah, no Damian Alford. They were very depleted at receiver last week. Got some healthy bodies back today. Phil Pott, one of them. And now he sits up as they continue to look at that right leg.
Their leader right over there with him.
I saw Phil Pott saying it's just cramping.
That might be a little thing, but I don't know if you noticed, Dustin, when in that second quarter before halftime, Adams rolled out, threw a hot pass to, I believe it was Clark Barnes who dropped it. No, actually it was Brooks who dropped it. And he ran right over to talk to him, like immediately. Just like ran where he was, 10 yards, 15 yards down the field to just say, don't worry about it. Let's go back in the huddle. Very next play, he hit Tevin Jones on the deep post for a touchdown. And now you see when Jalen goes down, he's over there talking to his teammates. They might seem like little things, but they matter.
1st and 10 from the Winnipeg 30. Back to Mills. And he is taken down that time. Michael Ayers in on the tackle.
That was a big team running offensive set with extra fullbacks, and now they go with the spread receiver set.
In field goal range, which would give them the lead. Bombers are going to bring a bunch of heat. VA, deep shot, end zone, no, incomplete. Looking for Rhymes, couldn't get back around to that ball. Dietrich Nichols defending.
Dominic going to start in the slot back position, and that's why he ends up on number 1, Dietrich Nichols, because little change motion there, a little stop and go. Nichols not fooled. The veteran stays right in his hip pocket, doesn't panic, takes a look for the ball, and that's just good coverage. Great coverage downfield.
So instead, it'll be Paredes, 34 for the lead, trailed at one point, 17-0. They now lead 25-23.
At OK Tire, we can fix your pickup. We can fix things that pick up your pickup. And we can even fix things that pick up what can pick up your pickup.
highlight of the night that Jacob Roberts has had so far. So what do you say? It's about wanting to?
Yeah, the want-to factor. The want-to factor. Get in the hole. Scrape to the football. Be the first guy there. Beat your teammates to the tackle. I made a note on Jacob Roberts coming in that in his last 3 games, he had accumulated 18 defensive tackles. He might get that tonight. He might match it.
He's got 10 and that sack so far tonight. Is there another comeback victory looming here in the CFL? Pitch ahead to Dembski. Couple of yards, no more. You see who got up there, eh? Roberts.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing is that, you know, what this does when you watch video the next day, you know, it's about beating blocks. That's tough on an offensive lineman to try and chase down a linebacker like that, but you get, there's Adam Bighill that's very close to returning. Make this defense even better.
Been around the organization for a while now. Should be putting on that red and white in the near future. Collaros, deep shot, down the field. Dembski, incomplete, but there's a flag. Back by Collaros. This is against the Bombers.
Holding. Winnipeg number 66. Penalties decline. It's 3rd down.
Klein the penalty, 3rd and 8.
Back for his first game back off the injured. Clarence Hicks tries an inside move, and he just wraps the hand around the waist, gets the call.
Consecutive 2-and-outs for Winnipeg. Horton tracks this down just inside the 10, steps out of bounds.
Good punt. Really good punt for the Bombers. Give their defense a chance to get a quick 2-and-out possibly here and get real good field position back for Zach Collaros. Lots of time to go yet, but that was an excellent directional punt.
The FedEx St. Jude Championship continues tomorrow with final round action. Coverage gets underway at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific on TSN+. Tommy Fleetwood looking for that elusive victory. He's got Scotty Scheffler breathing down his neck. No pressure. Start on the 8s. Brooks has it, cut it back inside. His first catch of the game. Tackle made on the play by Holm.
This is feeling a lot like it's Willie Jefferson time.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, is this where Willie makes a play?
Well, it's you just seen it so many times. Big second downs, games on the line. Number 5, he's right there.
Adams drops one, far side.
Nice blocking up front, first of all, to get number 5 outside and around, and that gives Vernon Adams lots of time. So good blocking up front. Joshua Coker does his job. And then that back shoulder throw to Philpott. He goes up and draws. Great catch down the sideline.
Now Rhymes, and he's thrown down. Looks like another first down for the Stampeders.
Yeah, they'll get another new set, but let's go back one more time to the Philpott catch because it's a biggie. Excellent protection, lots of time for Vernon Adams. Back shoulder throw, right foot inbounds. 27-yard gain, and out of the hole they were in. Even a punt now is a successful drive for Calgary.
I guess he's okay, Philpott.
Yeah, the cramps stretched out.
Looked all right. He'll be in the slot to the left of Adams here. He'll hand it off. And that's Brooks. Brooks with some speed. Involved in the return game last year, a little bit this year. And a good burst up the middle. So a second and very manageable here for Vernon Adams. 30 yards away from a 300-yard game. With time, gets it away, drops Tevin Jones. Oh boy, he'd like that one back.
Would he ever? Crossing route, underneath route, and Vernon Adams waits to deliver this ball because he's waiting for the coverage to continue to drop to give more space for Tevin Adams or Tevin Jones. But he takes a quick peek. Even guys on a hot night, having a hot game, make that mistake.
You mentioned, though, the Philpott play kind of flips the field a little bit. This will hang up there. Babel takes it just outside the 10. Trying to kick it to the outside. And look at that. There he goes. Out beyond the 45, 50. There is a flag, though, in the middle of the field. And we'll see how this one gets sorted out.
That's a big penalty because the field flipped with the Philpott play and then flipped back with Vavel. Unless this penalty takes the return away.
38-yard return. And be wiped off the board here.
During the return, illegal block. Winnipeg number 33.
Yes.
Half a distance to goal, first down.
Tony Jones, the guilty party. That will back the Bombers up big time. Vavel looking to do something special. All for nothing.
Well, Michael O'Shea has challenged this Tony Jones illegal block, number 33, and they are reviewing it now. There is Jones. He's going to go out and help with Evan Holm. He swings outside. He wants to help and double team that contain man up top, who kind of falls. I think that is Maurice Blackwell. They look quickly at the tablet in the break.
A 44-yard swing.
After review by the replay center, the ruling on the field stands. By losing its challenge, Winnipeg has lost a timeout. It's first down.
Well, it was a significant enough play that I think the challenge was a good one. Take another look at it.
Unsuccessful, though. And if he had won that challenge, the ball would be up on the 50.
Exactly.
Now
That's
it's
why.
on the 6.
That's why you got to take that chance.
They'll start it with Brady. up the middle.
And Bomber fans probably like to see it one more time. He's right in the middle. We'll go ahead and run it from way back here and see what you think. He's going out for the double team. I think the first one he falls, another little push in the back. And it was the second one that drew the flag. Second push. Yeah.
Crowd in Calgary, a big man trying to get behind their defense. Kolaris gets it away. Clarcius turns it upfield. Winnipeg.
But there's a blitz coming off the edge, and right where it came from, the secondary, Moncrief, out of that linebacking core, that's where Zach Kolaris threw the ball.
That is just their third first down of the second half. They'll need to string together a few here to at least get within field goal range for Castillo. He would have the wind at his back. And he can kick it from the moon, so we'll see how close they have to get. Stearns tackled immediately. Moncrief in his kitchen.
This Calgary defense flies around, and they don't hesitate waiting to try and beat blocks. When they recognize the play, this veteran and Derek Moncrief leads the way with it, but we've seen Damon Webb do it a ton. Roberts, he's not hesitating. He's not waiting to be blocked or beat the block or fight off the block. He's just playing the play. He's seen it enough. A lot of teams love to run that little bubble screen, and he just plays the play.
50% on second down conversions tonight. Calgary sends for Kolaris, deep drop, under pressure, trying to get away, while taken down. Hutchings again.
Assist on this one to the secondary and linebackers in coverage, because initially Zach had time. Second effort from Hutchings.
2-sack day for Hutchings. Horton, far side. 57-yard kick. Brought back up. Minutes remaining, and the Calgary defense has come to play here in the second half. Well, get ready for the WNBA Canada game in Vancouver. It's the first ever regular season matchup outside of the United States. Catch the Storm if they take on the Dream this Friday. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on TSN.
Getting Willie Jefferson a rest so he can be that second and long guy if the Bomber defense can force Vernon Adams here.
Put together a drive to put this one away. Lots of time left, but they'll start it with Mills. Bursts through a hole, hurdles over a defender. First down inside the Winnipeg 50.
Zach Williams with a real good block down. He's going to come down and block here. What happens to Tony Jones? Tony's that middle linebacker. He's going backside, and he can't recover. He gets in behind the play. Dedrick Mills fights his way through the line of scrimmage and gets tripped up.
16 yards for Mills. Over 90 on the day. Back to him again. Spins it ahead, still going inside the 40. A lot of yards after contact on that one as he picks up 7 more.
And this time, Deontay Demery, that left tackle, he's going to step out. He's got Griffin, a little kick out block there. Meanwhile, Willie Jefferson's getting a bit of a break on the sideline in this series.
That is a season high for Mills. 98, previously hit 96. Hasn't had that 100-yard game just yet.
Real big. I mean, it does push it to, it's still one possession, but it pushes it obviously to a major needed.
Timeout Winnipeg. Timeout Winnipeg.
Great tackle.
Yeah, Vaughter steps in, makes that tackle, and I think Devin Adams filled a couple of gaps there.
It'll be a 46-yard attempt. For Paredes. 3 for 3. But this will be the deepest. He's just 5 of 9. Waits in the end zone just in case. If he hits it, the lead will go to 5. Paredes just inside that hash. It is up. And he misses it wide left. Vavel's going to bring it out. Can he find some space near sideline? And he's taken out just shy of the 30. Paredes not happy with himself. 2-point game.
Well, long enough that he really had to step into this one, and he just pushes it a little bit wide right. Looked like it started out in the right alignment, but there was no question Vavel was bringing it out to keep it at a 2-point game. That's good hustle down the field. That was Raheem Brown, the backup offensive lineman. It actually gets Vavel out of bounds.
Collaros throwing on first down. At least he wants to. He's got a ton of room to run. He's going to take off outside the 40, 45, and a big pickup for Collaros. All the time in the world, 18 yards.
Nice blocking up front.
Less than 3 minutes to play as a thrilling, absolutely thrilling Week 10 in the Canadian Football League is going to come down to the wire. Bombers have the ball, trail by 2. welcome back to Calgary. And boy, I'd hate to be week 11. Week 10's been great.
What do you got for an encore? Let's go.
Thursday night football. Winnipeg will host Ottawa. Friday night football. The Argos head to Edmonton. Hamilton and Saskatchewan. Bo Levi, Trevor Harris. That should be good on Saturday. And then we'll wrap it up in BC with the Alouettes and the Lions.
Just going to bring it up now inside of 3 minutes. Trey Babel on 2 kickoffs gave up a point on each in this game.
Another tight one between the Bombers and Stamps. Collaros out into the flats. Drops it in there for Stearns. Made one move. Tackle eventually made by Wilson after Stearns picked up 8 yards by getting around Moncrief.
And lots of time so that Zach Collaros doesn't have to, deviate much at all from his playbook, including keeping Brady Oliveira involved. Little play action there. And a 2-point game. I mean, it's a 2-point lead. It'd be a tie game if not for those decisions on the kickoffs earlier. However, Collaros still has a chance to take a 1-point lead at the very least, and maybe more.
The Bombers have been shut out in the second half of this football game. Got to find 3 at least to take the lead. Second and a couple. Oliveira gets the ball, plunges ahead. Should have enough.
Remember that challenge from Michael O'Shea on the special teams. He lost his timeout when he didn't win that challenge.
Castillo's career long is 60. He was Mr. 60 last year.
A little bit of a breeze maybe behind Winnipeg right now.
I can feel a bit up here in the booth. That's starting to pick up. Down there. A couple of yards here will put them within 60.
You got to block up number 96 up front.
4 options out to the left for Collaros. That's where he looks. Trying to escape. He's going to be taken down. Hutchings is there. Positive yardage for Collaros.
He's going to have to block him up. I mean, there's 2 of them. Kolinkowski and Neufeld are both trying to help out on Jalen Hutchings here. I mean, he's going to slide from one to the other.
Time decision. And he's had a outstanding evening. 4 tackles, 2 sacks for Jalen Hutchings.
2 downs here though for Zach to move the chains and get another sack.
Looking for an important 9 yards here. Calgary will send 5. Collaros feeling the heat again, and he's taken down. Rated midfield. Charles Wiley gets home.
Right in there beside Hutchings. They send a little pressure just to occupy the guard, so it becomes a one-on-one with Randolph outside, and Wiley goes out and around the corner to get to Zach Collaros.
Castillo is going to attempt a field goal here. It'll be a 63-yard attempt for Sergio Castillo. The wind will be at his back. It'll be pretty much straight away. More than half the field. Look at this, everybody. Castillo from 63. That is up. Got it. As clutch as they come. Castillo nails it for Winnipeg, and they go on top by 1. Wow.
Can't believe it. That's not much of a win behind him. This is all Castillo, and he nails it. Another 5.
Could have been 68-70. But it's not over yet.
Nope.
61 seconds on the clock. Boy, Castillo. That's impressive stuff. Vernon Adams will get the ball. 12 career game-winning drives. Will need to find field goal range.
Into the wind.
Oh, we had Maltos. Last couple of weeks, Castillo here tonight. Hammers this one away. And that one will slide all the way into the end zone. And that'll go to a the ball will come out to the 40, and now what?
Because you need a field goal anyway. You need a field goal to win anyway.
Yeah, Hutchins.
So it makes sense there. It didn't make sense really early. Well, you get it at the 40, so it's excellent field position if you let that go through. The kickers kicking with the wind at their back is putting it right down inside the 5. That's why Vavel did it twice earlier in this game.
Paredes career long 57. Will he get a chance to be a hero here at home?
Bombers are late coming out, getting their defense on the field.
Winnipeg had a 17-0 lead. Those 3 points from the monster kick from Castillo, their first points of the second half. Adams gets it away near.
Saw Vernon Adams just before this series began on the sideline chatting. And it looks like this is what they were just getting ready to line up. Little Tevin Jones, subtle pick up the field on Dexter Lawson.
Winnipeg shows some pressure. VA will bring Mills back in. They're going to bring the heat. VA dumps it over the top to Brooks. He's got it. Oh, he laid out, but there's a flag. Brooks holds it in.
Flags on the line of scrimmage.
Which way is this going to go? Winnipeg with the penalty. We believe it was Dietrich Nichols.
Pass interference, Winnipeg number 32. Penalties decline, it's first down.
Michael Griffin gets hit with the flag.
Subtle touch. I'm not sure that was a penalty flag, although they took the play anyway.
In field goal range already. 300-yard game for Vernon Adams Jr. They'll give it to Mills. Pushes it ahead for a couple as the clock ticks down inside 40 seconds. What a catch by Brooks.
Yeah, it really was. Little bit of contact at the right at the point of attack as he kind of cuts inside. I'm not sure if it's enough to twist him. You're allowed to keep your hand on the back of a receiver. That was the penalty as well, that they declined to take that play. Big catch by Brooks to get him in field goal range.
Brooks needed all of his 5'7" to haul that one in. Mills is his first 100-yard game of the season. 2nd and 8. Mills again pushing ahead. And this should be in a comfortable range for Paredes. as Calgary will look to sweep the visitors from Winnipeg.
Well, these singles given up on the kickoffs have been interesting and have been part of the discussion here at the end of the game. I mean, Paredes has to make this. His miss earlier was from 46 yards.
He did miss from 46. This will be 40 yards on the nose for the Calgary Stampeders to walk it off with a win on the leg of Paredes. Ball is down, kick is up, got it! Paredes gets the job done. Calgary walks it off and sweeps the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
First time that has happened since 2016. Calgary, when playing Winnipeg 3 times in the season, sweep the Bombers. Back then, Bo Levi Mitchell was having an all-star season at quarterback for Calgary. That was a 15-win Calgary team. Vernon Adams is in charge now. He gets them down in a field goal range, and Paredes makes no mistake. Money.
Never in doubt from 40 for Paredes. Knew it right away. Calgary snaps a mini 2-game slide. Vernon Adams, his 13th career game-winning drive. How about that look? I think VA
expected it.
Yeah.
Completely expected it.
What a finish. What a week across the Canadian Football League. Big win for Calgary, puts them 4 points up on the team they just beat.
And they had the season series already, but they have solidified that now.
Good to see Collaros and Vernon Adams.
Absolutely.
Both back on the field.
Absolutely.
VA, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach was 21 of 26, 214 yards and a touchdown. It looked like Sergio Castillo might be the hero when he nailed one from 63. But Vernon Adams leads the Stampeders into field goal range, and Paredes gets the last laugh as he nails a 40-yarder. And the Calgary Stampeders back in the win column with a 28-27 nail-biter.